One of the most iconic places in sport anywhere in the world. We're here at the Long Room here at Lord's Cricket Ground for the 2023 Royal Navy Sports Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening and a warm welcome. It's a great pleasure to welcome here this evening two iconic people from Royal Navy sport and international sport indeed, who over the years have done so much. James Rogers, you captained the UK team at the last Invictus Games. That must have been very special for you.
Yeah, it was extremely special. An opportunity to go out there, captain the team, lead the team through, go out there, celebrate everyone's successes, overcoming adversity and using recovery in sport.
And Pete, what can we say about you? Triple Olympic gold medalist. Rowan, you brought your medals this evening. I know people have been admiring those, but your journey obviously has gone in many different directions since then, hasn't it?
Yeah, they told me not to bring my medals, but I insisted on it. A wonderful life, and it really was a wonderful success. But actually, it feels like chapter one, and a lot's changed since then, and I'm not as tall as I used to be, just as strong though. And it's nice to still be here. It's nice to be invited along. And today, I've said it before, but I'll say it again, it's not about me. And I'm looking to a few younger faces and celebrating their success this evening.
Well, gentlemen, it's great to have you with us. And we've got very special guests here as well this evening. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time now to look ahead to this brilliant evening that we're expecting to name our Royal Navy Sports People of the Year. And to do that, it's over to our MC. And let's say a very good evening now to Glenn.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it. We're now going to the second phase of the Sports Awards. And to nominate the Team of the Year, I would like to invite POPT Joe Collins to read the narration.
Good evening, Admiral Sir, distinguished guests. This is the citation for the Royal Navy Sports Team of the Year, which this year is Royal Navy Women's Golf. Becoming inter-services champions for the first time since 2011, the Royal Navy Women's Golf Team demonstrated outstanding professionalism, dogged determination and golf of the highest quality. The talent of these players has never been in doubt. For many years, there's been a core of very high-quality RM players, but not in sufficient numbers to match the talent within the Army and the RAF. The squad comprises of 14 players, but for the majority of the 22 season, only 8 were available for matches, and of those, a core 6 were available to attend every warm-up match. Nonetheless, the team developed a strategy to identify and nurture talent, which enabled them to establish numerical resilience to withstand last-minute operational absences. Furthermore, this strategy created a greater sense of engagement and a tough, uncompromising competitive edge. Having identified a desired incremental effect, the team invested time to enhance group dynamics and essentially add a team ethos to what may be seen as many as individual matches, very similar to the European edge over the US at the last Ryder Cup. However, talent and handicap also matter, and what ultimately pushed the team from perennial underdogs to firm favourites was the individual improvements to become single handicap players. This takes far more than talent, it takes time, effort, personal investment and fortitude. For many years, the Ireland have battled against better players than the Army and RAF. However, in 22, it was clear they're making progress, both as individuals and a collective unit. On the first day of the Inter-Services Golf Championships, their win over the RAF was exceptional. This was a 6-2 victory. The following day, the team achieved a clean sweep against the Army in the forenoon, and then against the inevitable Army fight back, demonstrated remarkable grit and exceptional golf to claim the Inter-Services title for the first time in 12 years. In essence, this is about creating a strategy to level the playing field, but also showed that the Ireland team demonstrated core values when it mattered. Integrity and courage to keep going during unsuccessful years, and respect for competitors in defeat. Commitment to identify opportunities for improvement and discipline to achieve those marginal gains. And finally, the loyalty to each other and their service. Simply never giving up and being there during the good times and the bad. It is perhaps a sign of how well this team is respected and the journey upon they embarked that both the Army and the RAF teams not only knew they'd been soundly beaten in 22, but remarked they could not think of a more deserving and decent group of players to overcome this adversity and win. I'd like to welcome up Sub-Lieutenant Emily Walcott and Chief Petty Officer Nicky Wade, MBE, to collect on behalf of the team.
Well, Nicky and Emily, you're representing a fantastic team, are you not?
Yeah, we definitely are. I think we've come through a lot. We've very much always been the underdogs as we've been playing. And I've only been in the Navy a short period of time, and I've learned so much about my team. And winning this year was just proof that despite the fact that we can't always play, can't always get out there, a lot of us are busy in our jobs, but we still came and absolutely conquered.
I think it's fair to say you're rather contrasting members of the team, aren't you? In terms of maybe experience and in terms of playing. I'm very careful with my words here. Nicky, I mean, fantastic experience you've got. Actually, you're playing lots of different sports. I think swimming, athletics. You've done squash as well. But tell me about the golf, because that was something of an explosive start, wasn't it?
Well, spookily. So, yes, I didn't take up golf until I was 30. I'd been in the Navy for many years before then. In a extinct volcano in Naples, in Carney Park, for those that know it. An amazing experience, learning to play golf in a buggy with beer. And then 3 years later being in the Navy golf team, which is an impressive way to start. But yes, what you were saying earlier about having an eclectic bunch, we certainly are.
I don't think anyone's ever going to forget that day at Enville, are they? Back in April, not least the first Sea Lord, perhaps with a slight interest there. Although I know that Sir Ben, you were keeping a very much a UK Armed Forces approach as president, officially anyway. But what a day! I mean, the first victory for the women's team since 2011. But also the fact that you and the men secured that title on the same day. Never happened before.
No, there were certainly a lot of tears, I think. But to both win it at the same time, it's something I'll never forget, and hopefully it's something we can continue to do in the future.
Indeed, and this little trophy here, I'm sure that's going to run around the whole team, isn't it, at some stage during the course of the next 12 months?
I'm sure we'll all get a share. I think it'd only be fair.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Royal Navy women's golf team.
Now I'd like to introduce LPT Sophie Goodright to narrate over the Official of the Year.
First Sea Lord, sir, distinguished and honoured guests, this nomination is for Sports Official of the Year. The first nominee is Sergeant Phil Barnes. Sergeant Phil Barnes has had an exceptional 2023 in which he became a multidisciplined international official for 2 governing bodies within the sport of clay pigeon shooting. Firstly, he was selected to officiate in the final of the English Sporting Championships and lately represented GB as an official of the World Championships in Hungary. Phil has been officiating at national level competitions in clay pigeon shooting since qualifying as a referee in 2017. Quickly demonstrating his professionalism and passion for English sport shooting, he has officiated at 3 World Championships in 2018, 2021 and 2023. Phil gained refereeing qualifications in English skeet and down-the-line shooting as well as a more challenging discipline at the International Shooting Federation of Hunting Sport Weapons, in which he became a regional referee during the 2019 season, one of a handful of referees in the UK to achieve this and the only referee within the UK Armed Forces. Having quickly established a reputation as a firm yet fair official, Phil's advancement from initial qualification to that of a multidisciplined international referee is truly remarkable. He has demonstrated significant commitment and enthusiasm to the art of officiating in some of the largest clay pigeon shooting competitions in the world, including being selected to officiate at the final of the World Championships held in the UK this year. He was also selected to referee at a week-long event in the UAE, which attracted the very best shooters from around the world. Surviving long days in more than 40-degree heat, he once again demonstrated his professionalism and sound judgment. Phil has been identified by representatives from both governing bodies as someone who could easily take on the coordinating responsibility for officials when he retires from the Royal Marines. As an absolute stalwart of the RN Clay Target Association, Phil has been selfless in his duties as Association Treasurer and Secretary since joining in 2017. He has supported and encouraged all members of the association to ensure that the RN is represented at the 6 inter-service competitions held each year, as well as coordinating in the RN Clay Target Championships in 2023. 2023 has been an exceptional year for Sergeant Phil Barnes as he continues to gain his international recognition and qualifications for officiating over 2 separate shooting disciplines, and he is the most deserving nominee for the Sports Official of the Year 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, Sergeant Phil Barnes. The second nominee is Sergeant Andy Hunter. Sergeant Andy Hunter is a true ambassador and role model for the sport climbing, having been in the Royal Navy and Royal Marines Mountaineering Club Sport Climbing Secretary for 8 years. The growth in numbers of the RM personnel participating in sport claim over the last 5 years is widely acknowledged. And while some attribute this success to the sport higher profile in the wake of the Olympics, is mainly through access to increased opportunities facilitated by the hard work of Andy. He has enabled participation in large-scale grassroots activity all the way to competitive sport climbing at the UK Armed Forces level, all done on a voluntary basis around a very busy call roll at the unit armourer with 30 commando and often undertaken over weekends and evenings. Andy has been in the RM Sport Climbing Secretary since 2016, throughout which time he has made the sport accessible to all ranks and rates by establishing a series of grassroots events, regional competitions, RN competitions, as well as training at the RM Sport Climbing team to compete in the inter-services competition series. Grassroots participation has grown through the concept and generation of regional climbing hubs at the RN and RM establishments, supported by access to instructors and coaching qualifications. The increase in popularity of sport climbing culminated in Andy's organisations of Grassroots Festival of Climbing, hosted in the Plymouth Climbing Centre over a month-long period at nil cost to participants, which contributed in the RM Mountaineering Club's membership exceeding 800 members for the first time in the last decade. Recently, Andy's leadership, mentoring and coaching has come to fruition with the RN representative being selected to compete as part of the UK Armed Forces Sport Climbing. Beyond solely supporting the delivery of RN sport climbing, Andy has also developed relationships with industry partners and British Mountaineering Council, which is the national governing body for the climbing and mountaineering. In recognition of his unwavering dedication to developing the RM sport climbing at all levels, over a tenure of 8 years so far, Sergeant Andy Hunter is strongly recommended for the 2023 RM Sports Official of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, Sergeant Andy Hunter. The third nominee is WO2 David McNamara. WO2 David McNamara joined the Royal Navy in 1992, successfully qualified as a football referee in 2006 and has been in the Royal Navy Football Association match official for over 17 years. A member of the RNFA Referees Committee for over 10 years, his current role in the RNFA Referees Deputy Chairperson. David's major achievement as the referee has been taking charge of the Men's Inter-Service Championships in 2009 and 2017, the Under-23s and Inter-Services in 2015, the Royal Marines Tunny Cup Final in 2009, the Inter-Regionals in 2010, the Navy FA Cup in 2014, and referee the Netherlands Armed Forces versus the French Armed Forces in the Kentish Cup in Amsterdam in 2015. David is also a referee developer for the Football Association and devotes a lot of his spare time coaching and mentoring newly qualified referees. He is also the chairperson of the Blackburn Sunday Football League and the County Cup Football Advisory Board for Lancashire Football Association. David is currently employed as a Submarine Command Course Perisher Warrant Officer and regularly deploys up to sea for 5 weeks on each course. His promotion to WO2 happened midway through last season while he missed a large portion of the football season, and his drive for referee promotion culminated in an extremely competitive selection day at Warwickshire University in May 2023, where he was successfully promoted to the Step 1 referee list, and the significant achievement followed by a successful 2022 to 2023 season on the Step 2 referee list, National League North, which also saw him appointed to the National League North playoff final between Brackley and Kinister Harriers, which was broadcast on BT Sport. For his achievements, selfless commitment and the support for the development of others, WO2 David McNamara is strongly recommended for the RN Official of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, WO2 David McNamara. To ask Captain Tim Davey, RN, CEO, HMS Collingwood and NWS to announce the award.
Admirals, distinguished guests, thank you very much. What a great privilege it is for me to be here to offer this award for the Sports Official of the Year. Let me just say to Phil, Andy and to Dave, very many congratulations. I'm absolutely in awe of what you have achieved. But also, I think it's worth recognising all of the efforts and contributions that many of the unsung heroes who are officials in our supports offer and bring to all of our service support. So a round of applause, please, for all of our sports officials. So there can only be one winner, of course. It's with great pleasure I announce the official of the year for 2023 is Sergeant Phil Barnes, Royal Marines.
Phil, I'm sure you'd just like to say a couple of words about your two other nominees there as well, because they were phenomenal as well.
They were both deserving of winners. I've had a look at Jackie Dave's football recently, and yeah, what a refereeing at a high level. And Andy's doing well, looking after the climbing team.
You're pretty good as well, actually, aren't you?
It's been a very successful year for me. Firstly, being asked to referee the final at the World Championships, and then being selected to go to Hungary to referee, which was challenging in the heat.
I think that was the third time, wasn't it, that World Championships?
The one at Churchill's, yes. It'd be nice to try and get to America next year to referee in America.
Oh, play your cards right. I'm sure you'll be on that plane.
It would be quite nice to go out and try.
You actually referee in skeet and also the down-the-line shooting. Just for those of us who don't know too much about clay shooting, what's the difference?
Skeet shooting is basically 7 stands at a crossing target. Down the line is 5 stands at a going away target. And if you miss one, you might as well say goodbye to any chance of winning any competition at that level.
Okay. Now, I think I've every right to ask you this question, because you are very, very good. What makes a good coach, or makes a good referee?
Concentration, observation.
And you have to concentrate for ages, because there's so many people actually shooting.
8 hours, 9 hours a day in Hungary, in 40-degree heat. It was hard work.
Goodness me, that's some. I bet you lost a few pounds in weight, didn't you, doing that?
Thank you, but yeah, tried my best.
And actually, for your sport, what does it mean for you to be the Navy's official of the year?
I'm really proud to have been in that position. Never thought it would ever happen. Not sure whether any sporting people have ever been here before, so yeah, really impressed, really happy.
Well, Phil Barnes, you are the official of the year. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I would now like to ask POPT Underwood to narrate the next award.
Admirals, distinguished and honest guest, these are nominations for the Royal Navy Young Sportsperson of the Year 2023. Able Seaman Evelyn Merritt. AB Evelyn Merritt took up Nordic skiing via the Royal Navy Grassroots Programme in 2021 and went on to perform outstandingly well in the 2023 Inter-Services Championships, where she won 2 individual events and became the first Royal Navy woman to be selected for the British Biathlon Development Programme. Evelyn is entirely a product of the Royal Navy Nordic Grassroots Programme. With no prior experience in any winter sport, she attended her first roller ski session in 2021 full of promise and enthusiasm, and was subsequently selected to train with the RN Nordic training team at their winter service training camp in Italy that year, but unfortunately was cancelled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. However, Evelyn continued to train with the RN team through 2022 and earned selections for the 2023 Inter-Service Championships in Ruhpolding, Germany. At this event, which combined with the British National Championships, she won the Junior British Championships in the 15th kilometre classic and 7.5 freestyle cross-country events. The 15-kilometre classic win was particularly impressive, as this was the first year that a female athlete completed the same distance as men in what is considered the blue ribbon individual classic event. Evelyn has also achieved 3 second-place finishes in the biathlon events. Given that the Royal Navy could only field a small, largely novice team in an event that was dominated by the Army and RAF, Evelyn's performance was an outstanding result both individually and for the team. Undoubtedly, the highlight of the season, her result, is the championships earned her selection into the British Biathlon Development Programme. This makes her the first Royal Navy woman in history to receive this honour. This is a fantastic achievement for such a recent convert to the sport as a young athlete. There's a very real opportunity for her to represent the Great Britain in the future, and the opportunity to train with the Britain's national biathlon team in a great step forward towards this ambition. AB Evelyn Merritt has become an invaluable member of the RN Nordic team. Her enthusiasm, willingness to assist with team logistics, and a highly positive influence on the team in training and competition throughout the season has been exemplary. As is her encouragement and guidance provided to newer members of the women's team, she is thoroughly deserving of the Young Sportsperson of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, AB Evelyn Merritt. The next nominee, Corporal Aaron Hall. Corporal Aaron Hall, remarkable journey into the world of paragliding, started in 2020. And testament to his innate talent and determination, he ascended through the ranks, establishing himself as a skillful pilot, not only within the Royal Navy, and also in the UK Armed Forces. From early success as a UCAF team pilot and in entry-level paragliding competitions, such as the British Club Challenge, and proudly representing the Royal Navy at Inter-Service Paragliding Championship in June 2022, Aaron's journey demonstrates the benefit of identifying and nurturing gifted individuals within our ranks. Rapid progression continued within the competitive realm of the Navita Open, an international world sports competition featuring 127 of the world's paragliding pilots. Aaron achieved a 60th place finish, an unparalleled achievement for a first-time international competitor, catching the attention of the Great British team manager. The 2023 season witnessed Aaron's meteoric rise. At the British Sports Trophy, he narrowly missed out on a podium place, finishing 9th and 7th in his class. His performance at the Navita Open and Inter-Services Championship were equally impressive, scoring 13th place overall, 6th in his class, and contributed significantly to the Royal Navy's triumph at the Inter-Service Championships. Aaron's tenacity and success were further acknowledged when he earned a coveted place in the British team training programme. As a member of the British Paragliding Race Academy, he represented Great Britain at the first pre-junior World Championships. Finishing 4th in his category and 37th overall in the British Championships, in September 2023, he secured 3rd place in the junior category. In terms of ranking, Aaron currently stands at 35th among 231 pilots, holding the 2nd position within the junior class, and internationally is ranked 63rd out of 377 among his junior pilots. His current performances clearly indicate that he is poised for further GB representation at European and paragliding World Cup events. Beyond his individual achievements, Aaron Hall is a valued member of the Royal Navy Hang Paragliding Association Committee, where his media and public relations work has breathed new life into the association media campaign, collaborating with Navy Fits to raise awareness of paragliding to the broad events of sport within the Royal Navy. Corporal Aaron Hall is an inspiration to aspiring athletes across all service sport in an exceptional journey in paragliding. It makes him thoroughly deserved of the Young Sports Person of the Year award. Ladies and gentlemen, Corporal Aaron Hall. And the final nominee, Air Engineering Technician Jack Wright. AET Jack Wright joined the Royal Navy in 2017 and very quickly established himself as an integral part of the Royal Navy under-23 football team. A key player for the Royal Navy, he represented the under-23s from age 17 to 23 years old. This season has seen him debut for both the Royal Navy senior men's football team and the UK Armed Forces. He has also been signed by semi-professional team Dorchester Town FC in the Southern League, the third tier of English non-league football. Jack has represented the Royal Navy at development level, making over 50 appearances over 6 seasons and winning the Inter-Services title on 3 occasions. Captaining the team at 2 Inter-Service tournaments, leading the team to back-to-back victories in 2022 and 2023, also scoring the tournament-winning goal from the penalty spot to retain the cup and clinch the 2023 title. All of this demonstrates his determination to contribute over a sustained period, as led to this year's final year successes, where Jack's potential has been realised at higher levels. His excellent performance throughout this year, particularly the under-23 Inter-Services tournament, led to his selection to the Royal Navy men's senior team, not as a squad player, which is often the route for development team players, but straight into the starting team, where he has earned 2 full Inter-Service caps. His outstanding performances at senior inter-service tournament led to immediate selection to the UK Armed Forces squad for their first international fixture of the 2023 season against the Irish Defence Force. Dealing with the step-up in his typical calm, cool-headed manner, he went straight into the starting lineup after another culture performance was awarded the UK Armed Forces Manager's Player of the Match in a dominant victory at his first international fixture. More recognition followed, and having been invited to trial with Dorchester Town FC, he recently made his Southern League debut, starting in their first match of the season. His rapid rise sees him making the huge step up from last season's Tier 6 straight into Tier 3 of the English non-league pyramid, and places him as one of only 4 current UK Armed Forces men playing at this level. AET Jack Wright has started in every Royal Navy under-23, Royal Navy Senior, UK Armed Forces and semi-professional fixture that he's been involved with over the past year. This has been on top of appearances for Fleet Air Arm and Ships team. It's his commitment to service football combined with playing at an exceptional level of civilian football that is most strongly recommended for the Royal Navy Young Sports Person of the Year award. Ladies and gentlemen, AET Jack Wright. Announcing this award, Brigadier Mac Jackson, DSO, Royal Marines, Director of Joint Service Command.
Just 2 quick points from me. The first one is just to say that, of course, our young sports people are the lifeblood of the Royal Navy and the Royal Marines. They're our lifeblood of the future, and they're our future administrators and people who run our sport, and we need to invest in them. And I think just picking up on Admiral Jude's point earlier about how this, I think, really shows the strength of grassroots, and it's really interesting to see how some of you have just picked up the sport at a very early age and in your careers in the Navy and Royal Marines. To your great credit. Unfortunately, again, there can be only one winner, and that winner is AET Jack Wright.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we should rename this category Young Sports Star of the Year. I'm not quite sure what you say about that, but Jack, congratulations on. We were talking a bit earlier actually, and you want to be a commentator, don't you, at some stage? But let's have the football career first.
Yeah, I think for the under-23s this year, I wanted to go in with Kieran Feeney for the under-23s. But yeah, it's been a mad year. 12 months, I've gone from the under-23s to UCAF. Just, I don't know.
I've got a quote here, actually. Someone's quoted as saying, "You've risen faster than an ascending submarine this year."
Yeah, I actually think she won't thank me for it, but I actually split up with my missus, and honestly, unbelievable. Like, the rise since then, no.
I think you've been waiting for that one for a while, haven't you?
No, I had my notice and I was leaving, and I decided to stay, and I split with my missus, so I am single. Anyone? But yeah, since then a lot. I started playing civilian football. A few people within military football believed in me. One sat over there, Chris James, he knows who he is. A few people believed in me, and I started playing civilian football, and it's gone from there, really. Yeah,
it really has. I mean, fantastic. Obviously, with playing for the under-23s, the seniors for the Navy, and then for UCAF as well. We were there, obviously, for that game against the Irish Defence Force. I think you scored a goal, didn't you?
Yeah. I got one. Yeah, it was a good day. But like I said, literally, it's just come from people within the military believing in me, working hard, and that's all it is. Like, it gives you the platform to do well.
And we've got a certain little competition coming up in the next week or so, the Kentish Cup for UCAF. It will be rather nice to end the season by bringing that one home from France.
Yeah, so I'm not actually at work until January now. I'm going to France next week with UCAF, and hopefully we can bring the Kentish Cup home. We lost it last year to France, and hopefully we can return it this year.
Absolutely. Just a final thought, actually, for our other two nominees, because it's a phenomenally difficult category to win here. You heard the citations for the other two. They are brilliant athletes.
Yeah, unbelievable. I listened to them and I thought, I've got absolutely no chance. But then I listened to mine and they plumped it up a bit more than what I've actually done. I probably deserve it. Obviously, listening to what they've done, it's unbelievable, and there's probably hundreds more. So,
well, I think we're going to hear a lot more of all three of you over the next few years. Ladies and gentlemen, the Young Sportsperson of the Year.
First Lord, sir, distinguished and honoured guests, this is a nomination for Coach of the Year. The first nomination is Lieutenant Commander Chris James. Lieutenant Commander Chris James is an exemplary product of the Royal Navy Football Association coaching pathway. He has been involved in the coaching, management and administration of football since the mid-1990s, beginning his coaching career with Royal Navy Air Station Culdrose, and took over as HMS Collingwood's team manager in 2019. It was in 2019 Chris also started his journey with representative football as a Royal Navy men's senior team assistant coach and match analyst. In this role, he was part of the successful Australian Defence Forces Carnival Cup winning squad that defeated all three Australian services in Sydney that same year. He was subsequently appointed as the Royal Navy Under-23s manager in June 2020 for an appointment that would last 3 years. His immediate priority was identification of new players by introducing annual open trials. And this approach saw 154 players attending, leading to 90 players making an appearance for the Under-23 team, 14 players breaking into the men's senior squad, and 2 appearing for the UK Armed Forces. A very impressive player pathway. Other development work introduced by Chris included the use of video analysis and a change to the Under-23 fixtures programme that saw the team enter the Portsmouth Senior Cup for the first time in 2022. During this season, the under-23s reached the inter-region final for only the second time since the squad's involvement in the tournament since it began in 2006. Having won the inter-service tournament in 2022, the under-23s went on to win this year's inter-service tournament undefeated. This is the first time successive victories have been achieved by a Royal Navy team in the 19 years of the under-23 inter-service tournament, with only the Army ever achieving it previously. The under-23s team have shown consistency across the last 6 contested competitions, where they have won on 4 occasions. For further developing the under-23 organisation and for the awesome achievement of winning consecutive inter-service tournaments, Lieutenant Commander Chris James is most strongly recommended for the Coach of the Year award. Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Commander Chris James. The second nomination is Colour Sergeant Bernie Maybe. Colour Sergeant Bernie Maybe has been both coach and events manager for the Royal Navy Martial Arts Association since 2018 and has implemented a strategy of increased grassroots training and consolidated squad preparation. Recently, Bernie achieved his 5th Dan Black Belt, which is testament to his dedication and hard work. This level of achievement is difficult to reach and shows that Bernie has a deep understanding of martial arts and can apply that knowledge to help his athletes succeed, whether that's achieving personal development goals or competition success. He has organised several martial arts training weeks and hosted highly respected guest instructors who have helped him achieve significant improvements in technical skills and fighting ability, particularly in the karate team, where the excellent quality of training has built the team's confidence and ability to work as a cohesive unit. Bernie also initiated weekly training sessions at HMS Excellent, which proves instrumental to the karate team's success at the Inter-Service Martial Arts Championships this year, where they won the overall title for the first time in over 20 years. This is a remarkable achievement very clearly attributed to Bernie's exceptional coaching skills. What sets him apart as a coach is his ability to motivate the team, to work hard, and to push themselves to new heights. He is always creating a positive and supportive environment that makes all new and experienced athletes feel valued, confident, and empowered. Bernie is an exemplary and accomplished karate athlete who embodies the highest values of the Royal Marines. His professionalism, enthusiasm, and dedication make him a standout Marine. As a sports coach and administrator, he has tremendous impact to the Royal Navy Martial Arts Association and is worthy of recognition. His personal achievements in martial arts are impressive, but his ability to inspire and motivate all those around him is why Colour Sergeant Bernie Maybe is truly deserving of Coach of the Year award. Ladies and gentlemen, Colour Sergeant Bernie Maybe. And the final nomination is Chief Petty Officer Dave Pascoe. Chief Petty Officer Dave Pascoe is the most capped Royal Navy Rugby Union player of all time. Following his 16-year playing career, which included leading the RN to inter-service victory in 2010, Dave wanted to ensure that the younger generation of sailors and Marines could enjoy the same opportunities that he had experienced. And he's achieving this in his appointment as the head coach to the senior men's team. His playing days provided him with an in-depth knowledge of the game, but he actively sought opportunities to build on this foundation in making the transition to coaching. This included spending many hours conducting detailed analysis on coaching styles and numerous visits to professional clubs to witness their training routines. As he did in his playing career, Dave recognised the importance of building relationships, not just with players across the Royal Navy, but with his civilian coaching counterparts, with whom he would learn and develop. He does this whilst working as an air engineer on a busy operational squadron at the Royal Naval Air Station Caldroas, and he balances work, rugby and family life superbly well. A true professional in all that he does and hugely respected across the RNRU, Dave has consistently provided the platform for the successful delivery of rugby union in the Royal Navy. His determination to develop all players, young and old, to be the very best they can has proved instrumental in achieving success across this past season. In developing each individual, when more players achieve their potential in competition for playing places is increased. His work culminated in the senior men's team winning the Inter-Service Championship in a thrilling fixture against the Army in May this year, an achievement that Dave's coaching underpinned. For his steadfast commitment to coaching rugby union in the Royal Navy, Chief Petty Officer Dave Pascoe is an outstanding candidate for the award of Coach of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Pascoe. Announcing the award will be Commodore Chris Nicholson, Royal Navy, Deputy Director, People and Training.
Good evening, all. Thinking of coaches, I think I'd offer a heartfelt thank you to all coaches, because I think all of you are the force multipliers in sport. So the Royal Navy Sports Coach of the Year 2023 is Lieutenant Commander Chris James.
Well, Chris, what a category. What a category, and what a category to win.
Indeed, unbelievable, really honoured. Congratulations to Dave and Bernie as well, obviously, for their nominations. And I must admit, I think as everybody that stands up here thinks, when you look at the people you've been nominated against, you probably think your chances are slim. So I'm really honoured and humbled to be awarded.
And a double for football.
Yeah, brilliant. Well done, Jack. Congratulations, mate. I've obviously worked quite closely with Jack over the last couple of years as well, so really pleased for him. I'm really pleased for Navy football. I think the support they've given me over the 4 or 5 years that I've been involved has been massive. I did my first coaching course in, I think, 2007 with Steve there, who runs the RNFA. So all the way back to then, they've been massive for me. They've been really good in terms of that support. Amanda as well, of course, my wife's here tonight. So lots of weekends away doing football, you know, when you could be at home with the family. So thank you as well for that support, Amanda.
Now, it really has been an amazing year for the under-23s, isn't it? In fact, an amazing 2 years for the under-23s. What's been the X factor?
I think any coach will tell you that it's trying to get those relationships with the players in the first place, and then you can build on that in terms of the understanding of what you're asking them to do. So I think I've tried hard to do that in terms of that kind of that part of the coaching role, if you like, but also then trying to get the information and getting them to understand what their roles and responsibilities are in the game. And I think it's nothing more than that, but it just takes a bit of time, determination, looking at video, getting the guys to buy into it. And then, of course, they want to win it. You don't have to encourage them or get any of that out. And they're the Navy playing the Army, playing the RAF. They want to win it, so you're just trying to give them the tools to go and apply it on the pitch, really. So that's what I've done. I've tried to increase the participation piece, if you like. So getting trials down at Plymouth and up in Portsmouth as well, of course, and just trying to find guys that are out there that haven't been found before. So increasing the numbers.
And I'd imagine that for you, one of the great things is to see the young players that you've made successful then go on to achieve it at senior level. I mean, look at Jack, for example.
Yeah, Jack's obviously a great example. I think we talked about 14 guys that have come through into the senior team. I've brought a few more through this year as well. So, but yeah, I've been a grassroots coach since the early 2000s, I suppose, and that's what I've always done. Work with young players, trying to bring them through the process and get them to love the game and get to as far as they can get. So that's coaching development, player development, and that's what is my passion, really.
Absolutely. Well, Chris, you are the coach of the year. Many congratulations.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Sea Lord, Sir, distinguished and honoured guests, these are the nominations for the Royal Navy Sportsman of the Year. The first nominee is leading diver Robert Allen. Leading diver Robert Allen has achieved sporting excellence in flying fishing from grassroots to international level. He has represented its unit, region in the RN, UK Armed Forces and England, and is an ambassador for the Royal Navy. Personally and professionally, he has dedicated himself to the betterment of the RN participation in angling and flying fishing in particular. Rob is the #1 angler in the Royal Navy. In this sporting year, he's realised his potential as the outstanding fly fisherman in lock style and bank angling. Justly promoted to captain in the RN Angling Association, he led the flying fishing team to the best result in the Royal Navy has achieved at the Inter-Service Championships in over 10 years. In the build-up to this event, he represented the Royal Navy in a number of national events, where his prowess single-handedly resulted in the RN Angling victories against several national teams. On top of this, he is a vital team member of the UK Armed Forces Flying Fishing Team, where his contribution has been seen marked improvement in their performance. Without a doubt, the pinnacle of his sporting endeavour in 2023 was his selection for the England Fly Fishing Team. His stellar performance at the recent national event saw England win the home international event for the first time in 4 years. Despite all of this, Rob remains grounded and committed to encouraging novices to angling, and there has been a 20% growth in RN angling membership, largely due to his efforts. Known to the fish magnet as his encouraging novices as a grassroots level, and has delivered coaching events through sports lottery funding, he acutely is aware of the contribution sport gives to mental health and well-being, and is a big advocate of giving back to the sport by mentoring those around him. As well as being an exceptional sportsman, Rob is a father, a leader, a manager, a coach, a mentor, and epitomises the good in the Royal Navy and displays all the core values captured in the C2 drill. Although angling remains a niche sport, leading diver Rob Allen has demonstrated beyond doubt that he is absolutely deserving of this prestigious award. Ladies and gentlemen, leading diver Rob Allen. The second nominee is Sub-Lieutenant Theo Dodds, Royal Navy. Sub-Lieutenant Theo Dodds has represented the Royal Navy in the UK Armed Forces and Great Britain in rifle shooting throughout 2023. His professionalism and high standards and on and off the range provide an excellent example for young service shooters aspiring to represent in the Royal Navy. Earlier in this year, Theo was selected to represent Great Britain for their tour to the acclaimed South African national competition. As a testament to his shooting, coaching and team spirit, Theo was selected for all of the team matches and was instrumental in Great Britain's victory in the Protea match, the most prestigious full bore team match in the Southern Hemisphere. Great Britain has only been successful in this match 3 times this century. He also represents the Royal Navy as part of a mixed and serving and retired team whilst in South Africa, where the Royal Navy beat the Army, the RAF and the South African Defence Force team. This was the RN's first full-bore victory there since the 1970s. Theo was selected as a captain of the Royal Navy full-bore rifles team for the inter-service matches of the year, this year. Theo organised and ran several training events in leading up to the matches, the result being marked improvement in the team's scores efficiency. He also ran several successful grassroots events. Following the inter-service matches, Theo had the honour of being selected to represent the UK Armed Forces and UK Armed Forces versus home countries, putting in excellent personal scores. He assisted the team to overall victory against the national teams. Theo has also a member of the RN team, and at the last inter-service small ball long range competition, he set a new match record of 599 over 600 in a prone match over 6 details, and set overall competition record of 1,788. Theo was also selected to represent the UK Armed Forces versus Great Britain Pistols team match. While Theo is undoubtedly a world-class shooter and his enthusiasm for shooting is infectious, he put his expertise at the disposal of every team he's selected for, and equally as comfortable as a team player as he is a leader. It is for Sub-Lieutenant Theo Dodds' achievements, his skill, his work ethic and commitment to the Royal Navy to shooting sport that he's strongly recommended for 2023 RN Sportsman of the Year Award. Ladies and gentlemen, Sub-Lieutenant Theo Dodds. The third nominee for the Sportsman of the Year Award is Colour Sergeant Grant Osland. Colour Sergeant Grant Osland exemplifies the pinnacle of excellence in the sport of paragliding, having consistently proven his prowess of the international stage throughout the 2022 and 2023 season. His journey in the world of paragliding has been nothing short of remarkable, reflecting his unwavering dedication to both his military career and the sport he loves. Grant's achievements in paragliding are outstanding, representing the Royal Navy since 2004. He has been the RN Team Champion in 2014, 2022 and 2023, and was the Inter-Service Champion of the second consecutive year in 2023, leading the RN team to victory as a captain. His international triumphs include podium finishes at the World Air Sports Federation competitions, most recently claiming second place at the British Winter Open in March, with a world ranking of 281 out of 6,995 pilots, and nationally ranked 8th out of 231. Grant is poised for further national representation as part of Great Britain's team in 2024 Paragliding World Cup. As an active member of the Royal Navy, Hang Gliding and Paragliding Association, Grant has made a significant contribution to the advancement and safety of the sport as the equipment manager, maintaining service flying equipment, adhering to national government body safety standards, and shaping equipment procurement strategies. As a tandem pilot, he has actively introduced paragliding to serving personnel, contributing to the Royal Navy Grassroots Sports Initiative and bolstering the Royal Navy Hang Gliding and Paragliding Association membership. His leadership and his mentoring have nurtured new and less experienced pilots along the Royal Navy Paragliding Pilot Development Continuum, contributing an impressive 8-fold increase in competition participation over the last 5 years. Grant's sportsmanship and conduct have earned him immense respect in the UK and international flying communities. In recognition of his exceptional achievements, leadership and unwavering commitment, the RN Paragliding in the international arena, Colour Sergeant Grant Osland is most deserving candidate for Royal Navy Sportsman of the Year award. His legacy as a role model and advocate of the sport will continue to inspire, invigorate the Royal Navy and the UK Armed Forces paragliding communities for years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, Colour Sergeant Grant Osland. The winner will now be announced by Gareth Hughes, Director of Operations, NSSC.
Oh, that one. Oh, thanks, Jim. It's perfect timing. Sirs, ladies and gentlemen, having been involved in some of the deliberations for selecting the people that you see before you this evening, and as the Director of Operations of the sports charity that supports this event, it's a great pleasure to announce that the RN Sportsman of the Year for 2023 is Sub-Lieutenant Theo Dodds.
Well, Theo, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Not a bad award to win. No. Royal Navy Sportsman of the Year. How does that feel?
A bit surreal. Yeah. A bit of imposter syndrome, but incredibly proud.
I mean, we all sat there just hearing the citations for all three, and I'm sure you'd just like to pay tribute to your two fellow nominees.
Fantastic candidates, and the things that they do for their sport as well is almost more impressive than the personal achievements. It's fantastic that people like that, with that much skill and experience, give back to their sport. It's amazing.
And I think there are loads more, actually, sportsmen out there who could easily have been nominated. So there you are, right at the top of the pile.
Yes, hence the surrealness. It's very bizarre.
Now, just tell me, I just got a note here, full bore, small bore, and pistol shooting as well. That's quite a collection.
Yes, it's kind of the sort of principles from one lend themselves fairly well to the other, but it requires a fair bit of work to try and master the others.
And how did it all start for you?
So my dad was in the Royal Engineers, and so he sort of, when I was about 4 years old, he popped an air rifle in my hand, and I sort of haven't looked back since. I've been doing it a fair while.
You've certainly been a sharpshooter for a long time then.
Well, I've certainly done my best, yes.
Now that stat that was read out there, 599 out of 600, is an extraordinary performance.
Thank you. Yes, I was a bit surprised by what was going about as fast as it's going right now. So it was, quite a relief when the last shot went off, came up in the 10. It was a good result. There were a few functions on the target going on as well, so plenty of distractions, sort of kept my nerve throughout the match. So very pleased with it.
How do you hold on to the concentration for that long?
Practice. It's quite a struggle. You've got to focus on just the process. You can't think about the score. The moment you or the final result, you're done for. So you've just got to focus on the process. Just got to over and over and over again, same thing.
Now, I'm sure that this award is based really not only on this year, but on collectively how well you've done over the years. But what has made 2023 such an outstanding year for you?
For me personally, it's touring with the Great Britain team. They're the sort of the top team in our sport, and I've been working towards them since I've been in the sport since I was about 13. So after 15 years to finally be amongst them and competing with them, it's fantastic. So touring to South Africa this year for the championships, and then we've got the World Championships in March coming up. It's fantastic.
Actually, we have someone in our office who's of South African origin who is really into his shooting. He's going to be deadly jealous of you.
I'm sure he's shot on the same range I have. It's great.
Most definitely. And what about ambitions? Because obviously this is a great year. You want to follow it. What's going to happen in 2024?
Well, hopefully it is a World Championship, so hopefully we'll have success out there, and the team is doing a huge amount to ensure that we do have victory out there. There's the individual success out there as well, which we'll see how that goes. But then it's just focusing on developing the team as it is.
And for now, focus on being the Royal Navy's Sportsman of the Year.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Before I continue with the real reason I am here, I would just like to say, if you do not wish to end your career, do not disrespect the First Sea Lord's glasses case, whatever you do. I apologize, sir. First Sea Lord, sir, Admirals, distinguished guests, and honored guests, these are the nominations for the Sportswoman of the Year. On completion of all the citation readings, the winner will be announced by Lieutenant Colonel Rolly Brading, RM, Commanding Officer of HMS Temeraire. Before I go on any further, to read the citation, I want to beat Lieutenant Colonel and just say that all of these women that their names will be called out tonight, they embody the RN core values and are phenomenal in their own right. So our first nominee tonight is Lieutenant Daniel Tatton, RN. Lieutenant Daniel Tatton has utilized her 2023 well by not only showcasing her skill and winning the Adult British Championship title in trampolining Pro Over 30s category, but she also let it be known that over 30s, in fact, do still matter. Yes. Yes, thank you. Thank you for that. Her resolute mindset has led to her successfully defending her existing national title for the third year running. Danielle also entered the tumbling and artistic novice and introductory categories,
honing her talents as a gymnast with an aspiration to increase her difficulty level over the coming years. With her precision and execution coming into its own, she emerged victorious in the tumbling discipline while securing the bronze medal in the artistic category, all the while displaying a commitment to continuously grow across a range of gymnastics discipline. Stretching herself even further, no pun intended, Danielle competed for the first time in the acrobatic gymnastics, entering into the mixed pair with her acrobatic partner, Commander Jamie Weller. They claimed the prestigious title as the national champions against pairs from all over the country. This accomplishment underscores her versatility and ability to excel in anything of her choosing. Beyond her remarkable sporting achievements this year, which total 4 individual national medals, 3 gold and 1 bronze, Danielle also applies the same dedication to her service career and embodies the values of the Royal Navy. Currently in a demanding professional assignment, she juggles her workload to ensure consistent training, whilst also providing support as an active member of the RN Gymnastic Association's Executive Committee. As the association secretary, she consistently demonstrates her commitment through engaging and recruiting new gymnasts and arranging team training opportunities as evidenced by the trampolining and acrobatics training camps held this year. Lieutenant Danielle Tatton's extraordinary achievements across a range of gymnastics disciplines, coupled with her dedication to the RN Gymnastics Association, make her a standout nominee for the Royal Navy Sportswoman of the Year Award. Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Danielle Tatton, RN. Our second nominee for this evening is Lieutenant Chelsea Baker, RN. Lieutenant Chelsea Baker has continued to excel through another outstanding year as the Royal Navy's best performance endurance runner. Joined the Royal Navy in 2016, Jan 2016 that is, she began running for fun and not from her problems after a BRNC Dartmouth grassroots event. Over the next 3 years, she simply enjoyed her running, going on to represent the RN on the road and at cross country, but without any dedicated structure to her training. This all changed after Chelsea finished 5th in a race of 5 runners, finishing the 5K in 21 and a half minutes. It was at that moment she knew a structured training program was necessary to become better. Having joined in a dedicated running group and gaining a coach, she made rapid progress, such that over the course of the 2022-23 endurance running season, Chelsea won 4 inter-service endurance running titles, beginning with a personal best at the Telford 10K. Soon after, she was the first woman overall finisher at the U.S. Marine Corps Marathon. There were 10,793 runners, including 4,673 women. And she did that in a personal best of 2 hours, 42 minutes, and 38 seconds. In January 2023, she ran another personal best to win the Canterbury 10-miler and be ranked 6th best in the UK. Whilst cross-country is not her preferred endurance event, this was no barrier to Chelsea finishing 4th in the Midland Counties cross-country tramps and becoming the first ever RN woman to win the inter-service senior women's gold, beating seasoned Army and RAF international. What is going on? International athletes in the process. Okay. March 2023 saw another 10K personal best of 33 minutes, 50 seconds at Trafford, and a personal best of 1 hour, 15 minutes at the Paddock Wood Half Marathon. These elevated levels of performance through the training she once sought gave her confidence in her own ability, resulting in perhaps the highlight of her season with a personal best of 2 hours, 36 minutes, 6 seconds at the London Marathon as the 5th woman overall, 3rd GB woman, and inter-service winner. Subsequently selected as first reserve for the GB women's team at the World 50K Ultra Champs in Hyderabad, India. This is a well-deserved recognition of her fitness, performance, and racecraft within a very strong group of high-performing GB women endurance runners. Chelsea's hunger for gold and her drive for outperforming others was evident at the Inter-Service Athletics Champs this year when she led from start to finish in the 5K, comfortably leading and ultimately decimating the RN record by almost 2 minutes. Lieutenant Chelsea Baker lets her running do the talking for her, and she can certainly back it up. For all her many record-breaking achievements and outstanding performances, she's very highly recommended of the recognition as RN Sportswoman of the Year 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Chelsea Baker. And our final nominee for this evening is leading physical trainer Sophie Colburn. LPT Sophie Colburn is an outstanding boxer. Period. She emerged victorious in the highly competitive Winter Box Cup late last year, facing formidable opponents throughout. She demonstrated exceptional boxing skills, unwavering determination, and an unyielding spirit. Her victory in this renowned tournament showcased her ability and confirmed her status as an elite boxer in both the RN and England. In a gripping final at the National Amateur Championships, she defeated the GB #1 seed, showcasing not only her technical proficiency, but also her extraordinary talent and mental resilience. This achievement secured her title as the NAC 66 kg champion 2023, a hard-fought recognition. Now, tennis great Althea Gibson once said, "Winning once can be a fluke. Winning twice proves you are the best." And that is what Sophie did again against the same opponent, this time at the GB Elite Three Nations Championships. Continuing her quest for excellence and the opportunity to have her name, as she has previously stated, up where it belongs, Sophie represented her country, helping England secure victory in the fiercely contested tournament. Totally committed to balancing her professional and sporting life, Sophie placed the opportunity to undertake the trials for the GB squad on hold to pursue a career in the physical training branch, in which she successfully qualified last month. Sophie extended her reach in taking on the role of social media representative for the RN Boxing Association, effectively managing an account followed by over 6,000 people, engaging on behalf of RN Sport. Her contributions included providing insights into boxing team training, sharing inspirational stories, and fostering a strong sense of community. Her dedication to maintaining this connection showcases her commitment not only to ensuring her own success, but also to that of her teammates, coaches, and officials. Her ability to balance intense training regimes with additional responsibilities demonstrates her sheer tenacity for personal and professional growth. LPT Sophie Colburn's current titles and her story will undoubtedly continue to inspire and motivate aspiring athletes, both within and outside the RN. And it is for these reasons that she is most strongly recommended for RN Sportswoman of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, LPT Sophie Colburn. I now hand over to Lieutenant Colonel Rowley Braden, RM.
First Sea Lord, Ma'am, sirs, nominees, athletes, those of you that occasionally do fizz, it is my genuine pleasure and honour to present the final award of the evening to one of these phenomenal athletes who are incredible ambassadors for female naval sports. So the winner of the Royal Navy Sportswoman of the Year 2023 on her birthday is LPT Sophie Colburn.
Well, Sophie, this is the third time we've met on this stage. We better be careful, otherwise people will start talking, won't they?
Yeah, third time lucky. Yeah.
Definitely not lucky. First of all, happy birthday.
Thank you.
You kept that one quiet.
Yeah, 27 today, really young.
And I gather as well, actually, that you just passed out as a PT or your PT school. You're now a PT trainer.
Yeah, that's correct. Last time I stood up here, I said I still had national championships to win, I had Tri-Nations ships to win, and I had a PT course to complete, and I've done all three, so there we go.
Now, that was actually going to be my last question to you, because you have actually put your boxing career kind of on hold for your Royal Navy career, and that actually takes some doing, doesn't it?
Yeah, so I had the chance to go on GB assessment in May, I think it was, after the Tri-Nations, and I kindly declined because I had to put 100% focus into PT course. Sometimes that's just the way it is. I know I'm capable of picking it up. I've still got a few years left in me. I know who's about and around there, so we'll just go again.
I mean, that shows your amazing dedication to the service, and that's something we should all applaud, ladies and gentlemen, really.
Thank you.
So let's talk about boxing then, shall we? And, once again, you've had an amazing season. We should also say well done to Chelsea and Danielle, two amazing competitors who chased you all the way to this title today.
Yeah, to be fair, congratulations to both of them. It was a tight category. Listening to their citations, I think I was like twitching a little bit, so congratulations to them. It was a tough category, but yeah.
You're there. Yeah. Now, just tell us about the boxing then, because, again, another fantastic year. That 66 kilo is an incredibly competitive weight, isn't it, for, in the female boxing?
Yeah, so the first one of the season was the Winter Box Cup. That was, I think I went 3 fights in 3 days, if I'm right, or 2 fights in 3 days. And then I got the final with the Army, which was a good training partner of mine, Terry, who's gone down a weight category now for this season in England. It was a great brawl in the end, should I say. We went toe-to-toe for 3 rounds, for 3 minutes, non-stop punching. And yet I came out winning on a split decision, so it was close. And then I went on into the new year. I won the national championships, beating GB seed in the championships, and then a new GB. We're going to put the same girl in for the Tri-Nations. No one entered it in England, Scotland and Wales. And then we had the final off for the gold medal, and I came out on top again. So, yeah.
Fantastic year. Unbelievable for you. And, you keep knocking on the door, don't you? Are you, going to go for it now? If opportunity comes to be with the GB squad, you're going to go for it this time?
Yeah, absolutely.
No brainer. Well, Sophie, it's unbelievable. You scared me to death last time we were on this stage together a couple of years ago when you won the title. You were obviously the rising star as well a few years ago, and you certainly proved that you can be the young sports person of the year and then come back. And it's no fluke, by the way, that you've got this not once but twice. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sportswoman of the year is Sophie Colburn.
Wow. For those of us whose sporting ambitions never got beyond grassroots, but have stood on touchlines, sat in stands, alongside fairways, alongside doju mats and all the rest of it, and watched Royal Navy, Royal Marine sporting excellence, tonight is a celebration of that. And it has been a privilege for those of us who have sat and listened to all of you and what you have done to be here. So thank you very much indeed for allowing us to share a little bit in the extraordinary sporting lives that all of you have been recognised tonight lead. What also struck me, though, was how many of the winners and the candidates not only came into the service already with sporting prowess, sporting talent, but how some were picked up within the service because of the structures we have. And for those of us, the Fleet Commander, myself, Admiral Jude, and others, what matters so much is that we have a structure that can introduce somebody to a sport, something they have never tried before, and take them to national, nay, international standard within our own structures. And in many ways, it's the fact that we can do that, as well as celebrate the great achievements of our teams and individual athletes, that makes me so proud. And so to all of those who are here tonight who enable sport, whether as coaches, administrators, supporters, or even those in positions of command who have to release people and time for it to take place, I am also extraordinarily grateful. Because sport matters. It matters for all the reasons we've heard described both by Captain Pete, Lieutenant Commander James, in terms of the physical and mental challenges that it gives us. We know it matters because it embodies the spirit of teamwork, even in an individual sport like golf, where you draw succor and support from those around you, or boxing, where you're dependent upon the encouragement of your training partners, right through to the traditional sports that involve teamwork. It matters because of the discipline, the ability to get up very early in the morning, to run when it's raining, to train when it hurts, to deny yourself the things you want to, because that self-same focus is what takes you to the finish line. It matters because all of those translate into what we are as a service, but it also matters because it's the sort of things that define us in our core values. And I was delighted to hear in so many of the citations, either direct or indirect reference to the values that make us Matlows and Marines. But sport matters for so much more, because it also teaches us, in the words of Kipling, to face triumph and disaster and treat them the same. And the very nature of us in a fighting service is that we need to learn to bounce back when we're knocked down, and to behave with dignity and respect when we prevail, because tomorrow it might not go our way. So for everything, that's the role that sport plays in our service, for what it means for each of us, those who are enthusiastically bad, and for those of you who are so impressively brilliant, tonight is a night of celebration of something that makes our service so much to be proud of. Now, tonight's like tonight don't just happen. And to those of you who have enabled it, both here in this magnificent long room at Lord's, to the organisers of the event, the sponsors that have enabled us the broadcasters from BFBS, BAE Systems, the RN Sports Team, the Sports Lottery, the RNSSC and others. My huge thanks to all of you, because I don't underestimate how much effort it goes into putting this together. And for the admin and support team at Lords allowing us back again, for that we are hugely, hugely grateful. So we're all winners, really. We're winners either because we have won, or always because we've supported those who have won. Both feel pretty good. And even if you don't win today, there's always tomorrow. But between tomorrow and me right now is an extremely short closing speech by Glenn, and then a movement to that other great sporting venue, the 19th hole, the 81st minute, take your pick, it's called the bar.
Thank you, Admiral. Congratulations to all our winners and nominees this evening, and a huge thank you to our guest speakers and narrators. You all have been very inspiring. Before I ask the magnificent John Knighton to close it down on our behalf this evening, I'd like to draw your attention. There's many inspiring people in here tonight, and especially some inspiring females. I'd like you to draw your attention to the second to the back page of your programme. There's an event taking place at HMS Temera on the 10th of January, a Let's Get Active event for women. All you inspiring women, please come and support, and let's get the next generation of Sportswomen of the Year here. So thank you, each and every one of you. Enjoy your last 45 minutes. We've got a free bar for 30 minutes. And when John closes, I would like all the winners and nominees to muster at the Christmas tree, please, to get a photo. Thank you very much. Over to you, John.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the 2023 Royal Navy Sports Awards. From all of us here in the Long Room at Lords, it's a very good night.